Welcome to this video on compound interest part 2. In this video, we will learn 2 new skills. First, we will learn how to find the principal given the amount of money A you want to have at the end of the investment period. And secondly, we will learn how to convert months to years in order to calculate our investment. So let's begin. Number 3 says, what principal will amount to $10,000 if invested at 2% interest compounded annually for 10 years? So let's take a minute and break this apart. So they're asking us to find the principal. That means we don't know the principal, so we'll just leave it as P. Okay, that is our variable. So they're telling us the amount. They're saying at the end of the investment period, we want to have $10,000. So $10,000 is not what we start with. It's the amount that we end up with after we're done investing. Okay, the interest rate is 2% or 0.02. Okay, it is compounded annually, so that means that n is equal to 1, and the amount of time that it is being compounded is 10 years. So we need to use the following equation, a equals p parentheses 1 plus r over n to the nt power, to calculate the principal that would be needed. So let's see if we can fill this in. So a is going to be 10,000. So we're going to have 10,000 equals p parentheses 1 plus r, that's 0.02, over 1 raised to the n, 1, t, 10. So 1 times 10, or 10. Okay, so let's keep going. We have 10,000 is equal to p times 1.02 to the 10th power. Okay, so remember what we're trying to do here is we're trying to isolate p. Well, how can we do that? Well, you could evaluate 1.02 to the 10th power first. You're welcome to do that. I would strongly encourage you, instead of doing that first, okay, I would just divide by 1.02 to the 10th power. Okay, and I'll show you what's going to happen next. Okay, we're going to rewrite this as P equals 10,000 divided by 1.02 to the 10th power. Okay, and if you're clever and you know how to use your parentheses in your calculator, you should be able to type this whole thing in one go into your calculator and to find the answer. So when we type that into the calculator, we find out that we would have to invest about $8,203.48 in order to have $10,000 at the end of 10 years. So if you're wondering, well, how do I know how to round this, right? Because it doesn't say anything. Well, we're always talking about money here, right? And money, the smallest unit of money is 1 cent. So that means we always have to round so that there's only 2 digits after the decimal point. And if you need any help remembering how to round properly, I have a video on that, and you can just take a minute and watch that. All right, let's do one more problem. So it says, what principal will amount to $1,000 if invested at 5% interest compounded monthly for 36 months? So again, if we read this, right, it says what principal. That means that I don't know the principal. I don't know the starting amount, so I'm just going to leave it as P. That is my variable. Okay. Then it says will amount to $1,000. That means that $1,000 is the amount I'm going to end up with after the investment period. Right. Then I have an interest rate of 5%. Okay. It's compounded monthly, so that means my N is going to be 12. Okay, right? Because there are 12 months in a year. And then the other thing it says is 36 months. So remember, our constraint on time is that this must be in years. Okay, it has to be in years. So if you put t equals 36 here, I can just tell you right now that is not going to give you the correct answer. You cannot write t equals 36. What we have to do instead is we have to convert 36 months to years. Okay, and we can do this very simply by using the conversion fact that how many months are in 1 year? Well, 1 year contains 12 months. Okay, so we can literally just do 36 divided by 12, and that gives us 3 years. Okay, so anytime you're given your time in months, divide by 12, you'll get your time in years. So my time is 3 years. So now I can use this equation. I have my A is 1,000, so I'm going to say 1,000 is equal to P. Remember, we don't know what P is. Times the quantity 1 plus 0.05 over 12, all raised to the 12 times 3. Okay? So you can do this however you want to. What I like to do, because I like the idea of being able to type everything into my calculator all at once, I'm going to rearrange this. And before I do that, I'm going to erase this because I'm kind of out of room. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this as 1,000 divided by 1 plus 0.05 over 12 raised to the 12 times 3 is 36 power is equal to P. Okay, and again, if you're clever, you should be able to type this into your calculator, hopefully all in one step. So when I do that, I get that the principal would have to be $860.98. Again, if you get stuck on rounding, please watch the rounding video that I have. Okay, and if you need help with technology, I plan to create another video that shows how to use a calculator and how to type that value in.